guys. I am going to test this out today and see if that works a little better. And I'm just going to tell you guys about my beach trip. I'm going to chew a little bit of gum while I talk, just do a little beach ramble, drink some coffee. I know that people have been like, how do you drink coffee with mint gum? And I will say, it would not be something that I try to seek out doing when I'm just on my own. But I guess I've kind of gotten used to it when I'm making videos, so it's not a big deal to me. But it's definitely not something I would be like, I'm drinking coffee, so I need to go get some mint gum. But it's not horrible. Also, in the winter, I like peppermint in my coffee. So I wonder if that's part of it, that mint doesn't actually bother me with coffee. I don't know. But I was talking about this on my Patreon, but I did order a mic with some birthday money. It's just a small little mic, but I'm hoping it's supposed to block sound, and I'm hoping it will give me more of an opportunity to film where I want, and also maybe help the sound of my videos. We'll try it out and see. So whenever I get that, I talked about this on Patreon already, so sorry for you guys, but I'm going to do a little birthday haul of the different things I got for my birthday and the different things I got with the money people gave me, but I'm going to wait until those things come in from Amazon because I ordered some stuff. So, but one thing that I already mentioned is this beautiful Tervis to-go mug that I got with some money my mother-in-law gave me. As you guys know, if you watch my videos, I've just been using my husband's Cowboys to-go mug, and just black and silver ones like that. And this is not something I would ever buy for myself just normally, but because I had some money and on our trip there was a Tervis store running a big sale because I guess they're closing. Maybe they're just closing their brick and mortar stores. So anyway, this makes me happy. So I thought I had some extra money, so I was like, I might as well get this for myself because it's something I use every day and it's really pretty, so it makes me happy. So that's one of my little birthday treats. But hopefully I'm going to get those other things in the mail this week, and then maybe I can do a little birthday haul. But today I wanted to mainly just talk about my beach trip. So it was so fun. I'm sad it's over. I've had to get back into the groove this week of just normal life, which is good. But it's always a bummer when a trip is over. You're always just kind of ugh, okay, we looked forward to that for so long, and now here we go. But the kids did so good in the car. I really couldn't have asked for a better trip. The babies were kind of fussy sometimes, but that was also the longest they'd ever had to be in a car. And after this trip, we did decide that it's time for us to get forward-facing car seats because they do weigh enough now to do that. But we just hadn't done that yet, and I feel like they'll do better in the car when they have that. So we're gonna go on a big trip over Thanksgiving, and I just want to get those forward-facing car seats before then. But my 3-year-old, he did great. We let him watch like movies when we're on long trips. He doesn't get to watch them like just normally, but like if we're going on a trip, he gets to watch them in the car. And so we went to the library and like picked out a few special DVDs for him. And anyway, so he did great. And then the babies did great. We had like a little bin of toys that we brought with us, and so we would just like give them different toys. And I mentioned that I had gotten like some special snacks, like the applesauce and the yogurt. So I would like give them snacks, and they just overall did really well. So when we got to the beach, it was nice because our Airbnb, like our condo that we were staying in, we got there an hour before check-in, but it was ready, so they let us go ahead and check in. So that was really nice. We checked in, got everything settled, and then like I told my husband, I was like, I know it was like 3 p.m. when we got there. So it took us a while to get everything in there and get everything set up. But I was like, we are going to the beach today. Like I was like, we don't have to stay long. We don't have to take stuff down there, but I do want to take everybody down there just to like see it. So once we got everything set up, we got everybody in their swim stuff and like walked down, saw the pool, and then took everybody to the beach. And it was already kind of clearing, like a lot of people were clearing out for the day. I mean, there were still a lot of people on the beach, but we just got to like let them play a little bit in the water, sit in the sand, and it was really sweet. And the babies like loved how the waves came up and like went back. They were just like giggling and so excited. And the water actually wasn't cold, like it was nice. I thought it was going to be colder. I think 2 years ago when we went, no, it was 3 years ago. When we went at this time, it was a little bit cooler. It was still nice, but this water was great. And so then it's always nice, like, because we had saved money, so we got to go out to eat. So that night, I think my husband and I split, like, shrimp tacos and, like, mahi-mahi tacos. And, like, each plate came with 2, so we just each had 1. And it was so good. I love having, like, that kind of food at the beach. And then that next day we did take everything down to the beach and like blew up the little pool. We rented some chairs with an umbrella. We blew up the pool and put the babies in there. And like I was up early because I was so excited, and so like we just decided to like feed the babies breakfast down there so that we could like maybe have them entertained for a little bit. So they did. They like sat in the wagon and sat in the pool and like played and ate for a while. My husband took our older son out to like play in the waves. Oh, but that morning, I think I mentioned this in my like little walkthrough video, but that morning I saw so many dolphins just from the balcony. We just saw so many dolphins swimming. And so that was really fun for me. But then, I don't know if you guys know this, but usually when you see a bunch of dolphins, that definitely can mean that there are sharks because they like have the same food source. So I guess like a lot of times if you see a bunch of dolphins like that, you just need, like, we listen to this on a podcast, you just need to know that like there are likely sharks nearby. Well, that day I was like on the beach with the babies and my husband was in the water, And these people beside us were like, hey, you need to get your husband and son because we just saw a shark. And so I like waved them down. I was like, come back, come back. And they said that they were out there. There was a little sandbar kind of further out, and they had been watching some dolphins. But then they saw like a big, like, I guess he was like out of the water like that much, and you could see his big fin. And I was like, oh my word, well, like, what's the difference? Like, if I'm looking, like, what? And they were like, so the dolphins look black, and their fins are smaller, so, like, when they're coming up, they're just, like, they just, like, kind of come up and go right back down. Which that's what I saw from my balcony, is they were just kind of, like, going right back down into the water. But they were like, the shark will, like, come up on the water, and also they're gonna, like, their fins are really big, like, they'll stick out, and they're, like, gray. Like, very distinctly gray, not black. Like, the dolphins look almost black. I don't know anything, but I was like, okay. And so they were like, yeah, like, further down from the dolphins, we saw a shark, so we, like, came in really quick. So we just wanted to tell you because we knew your son and husband were out there. So they came in. And that was, like, closer to the time that we were getting ready to kind of, like, go back for lunch. So we just kind of, like, got everything together and, like, spent a little bit of time in the pool before we went up. But yeah, so the next day was my birthday. And unfortunately, because of the hurricane, that was like the super windy day that we had. And because of that storm coming through, there were so many jellyfish, big jellyfish. And so we had seen like a few dead jellyfish, big ones, like washing up with the tide. And we were like, okay, like stay away from that. And we went in, and my husband had been in there with my son, but then we were like bringing the babies in, and all of a sudden he was like, my ankle is hurting. He was like, are you hurting? And I was like, no. And so we played out there for a while, and we were out there. And then all of a sudden my son was crying and saying his leg was hurting. And so my husband was like, let's just go because it's the jellyfish. And so we started walking back up, and my leg started burning, and I was like, oh man. So we're like holding the babies up and like making our way back up onto the beach. And then we start like assessing the damage, and like I'm confused, and I need to do a little bit more research about like how this works, because we didn't see any jellyfish out where we were. And I'm like, I had like a massive wrap around my leg of like where a tentacle was, but we didn't see any jellyfish. But there were like loose tentacles in the water from these like dead jellyfish coming up. And I'm like, could that hurt us? Like, could that still be stinging us? My son had a huge wrap around from a tentacle on his leg, but then his ankles were both, like, had both been stung. He was screaming. My husband's ankles had been stung. Thankfully, the babies didn't get stung. But we were all like, man, like, this really hurts. So it was hard because my 3-year-old was like really upset, and we were like trying to load everything back up to just go to the pool. And I don't even know, like, some people say you're supposed to pee on a jellyfish thing, but then other people were like, no, you're not supposed to do that. Anyway, we got in the pool, but my son was still just screaming. He was just like, this hurts so bad, this hurts so bad. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And we finally like went over and like got in the hot tub. And like at first it kind of burned, but then like my stinging went away and my son stopped screaming. And like his stinging went away after a few minutes, so I was like, did that help? I don't know. And then finally my husband was like, no, that made mine feel worse. But then I finally like got him to try again. And he was like, I don't know, like after being in the pool a while, mine kind of got better. So I don't know what helped or didn't help, but I would say after about an hour, they just kind of stopped, like the stinging kind of went away. So maybe it was just naturally like got better, but it seemed to help getting in the hot tub. But that was a bummer. So we just like stayed, stayed out of the ocean the rest of that day because the storm coming had like just brought so many up on the beach. But then the next day, there weren't any, and the water was so clear. It was so nice. So I don't know, like, I guess like it washed a bunch of stuff in, but then it took it all back out that night, and then the next day it was so clear and so nice. It was like the nicest day. I don't know why. So we ended up just like, we went to some shopping places. We got my son like a Build-A-Bear. He got to do like a little Build-A-Bear. He'd never done that before. And that was like a really special treat. And we like got ice cream on like a pier. And just like walked down on some different beaches down there in like the shopping area. And so that was really fun. But we didn't end up doing like a big park or excursion while we were there. We did look into doing like this little pirate ship thing. It was expensive, but we were like, that would be really fun because they did like face painting and dancing and like different stuff. And they said they usually had dolphin sightings. And so we looked it up and called, but they weren't doing it at the time that was listed. Like, I don't know if it was because of the storm or the wind or what, but so we didn't end up getting to do that. But we just spent time on the beach in the pool. And then like at night after the babies went to bed, one of us would like take our son down there and like play on the beach and like look for crabs, and then like come and swim in the pool, and the pool like lit up at night. So he was so excited about that. He had so much fun. So he like got that like special one-on-one time like after they went to bed at night. And like obviously like during the day when we were all out there on the beach, my husband would take my son out there one-on-one and like play with them without the babies, and I would stay on the beach with the babies, and that was really sweet and fun. So like what I told my husband was like, in 2 years that beach trip will be so much fun because the babies will be the age that my son is now, and he'll be obviously older, and so like it'll just be so fun to just like play in the waves and like be there longer. They won't be so tired because they, you know, are still taking like 2 naps a day, and we would just, at the beach, we just pushed them to their afternoon nap so we could stay out longer. But like, you know, we just won't have to be dealing with the fussiness and stuff of all that we are now, and like they'll be running around and playing, and so like I think we'll wait 2 years to try again. But it was still so fun. I'm so glad we did it. And they did really well with it. You just have to like, for each of us to have to be holding a baby at all times was like tough if we were trying to get in the water. And then we couldn't like give all the attention to our son. So it's just like dealing with that. But every age just presents new challenges because like when they're all big, like they'll all be running around and we'll be trying to like keep up with them. So anyway, but it was a really fun time. I'm really glad we got to do it. And I finally learned how to do a voiceover. You guys saw that. It was not a very long video, but now that I know how to do it, maybe I can do little things like that more. Y'all know I'm just technologically challenged, and I'm trying to just make my way. So maybe I'll be able to do more stuff like that in the future. We have a trip coming up in November, like I was saying, on Thanksgiving, so maybe I can try to do a longer video then and like do some stuff and then do a voiceover. That would be fun. But anyway, that was the beach trip. In a few days, hopefully I'll get all of my stuff, and then I'll do a birthday haul of like the different things I got for my birthday. So that will be fun, and then yeah, keep the requests coming, and I will try to get to them as I can. And then I'm still trying to plan that, like possibly doing like that sounds channel. I'm just trying to toy with some ideas and think about it. So anyway, I'll let you guys know when I do that. And yeah, that's all I have for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.